Ladies and gentlemen of the Action Army, what is going on, and welcome to another episode of Answers for Athletes. In today's video, we have a question from FSDL834, who says, can you do a video on what to do with 12 to 15-year-old players? I get to train them 2 to 3 times per week, in addition to 3 to 4 team practices in a game on the weekend. So this is somewhat similar to what I do now with my athletes in season. So I coach a high school basketball team, although we are practicing 5 to 6 days a week. We have 2 games per week. Sometimes on the weekend, normally not. They're usually during the week. And I will train my athletes 2 to 3 times per week. So, but they're a little bit older. So we're talking like 14 to 18 essentially. So, but it doesn't matter too much, the age. It's not going to be too much of a difference. So what I'm going to do in today's video is talk about how to train if you have practices 3 to 4 days per week, or if you're a trainer, what to do in those 2 to 3 training sessions that you do have with your athletes. But before I do that, make sure that you comment JUMP, JUMP, down below in the comment section if you want a free bodyweight vertical jump training program. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. So what I'm going to do is give you a few very random tips. Normally, these Answers for Athletes video, I like to make it like 5 steps or 4 keys or 7 tips or 8 exercises. Like today, I don't know what happened, but I just wrote down a bunch of stuff in my notes, and I'm going to just throw it at you. And if anything sticks, then take it and use it to your advantage. So the first thing that I would do is I would follow the mixed training model. This is just very general, but I would start with a warm up, then do speed, then do your power, then do your strength, then you do your hypertrophy if there's any time for hypertrophy. Second thing is, if you only have 2 to 3 sessions per week, I would do a full body session. So it would be full body 3 times a week. So let's just say it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're just going to do upper and lower. You're going to do everything on those days. So full body Monday, full body Wednesday, full body Friday, as opposed to like an upper lower, or, you get the bodybuilding world that goes push, pull, legs. You got a bunch of different splits. But I would do a full body split. So upper and lower on the same day, 3 days a week, or I would do lower on Monday and Friday, and I would do upper on Wednesday. But full body is probably going to be a little bit better. Then, very important, I would train everything that they don't get from sport. So you got to be very careful about this one. Tons of trainers who don't have as much experience are doing the wrong shit when they're training athletes in season, or even I don't know if this is your in season, but 3 to 4 times per week of team practices in one game, that's essentially 4 to 5 sessions per week that they are playing basketball, probably at a high level of volume. So that's essentially in season. So you're going to want to do everything in your training that they are not getting from sport, while leaving them as fresh as possible for their game on the weekend. So what do they get from sport? They get a ton of unorganized plyometrics, ton of low-level extensive plyometrics, ton of reactive agility work, but they're not getting max intensity plyos. They're not getting max velocity. They're not getting any hops. They're not getting any strength work. So you want to fill in the gaps of what they're not getting. So it's very similar to the in-season videos that I've made on this channel. And then when you set up your workout, let's say, so we'll just go through, actually, how should I do this? I really did just throw a bunch of stuff at you. So start off your workout, do either warm up first or do your rehab work first. Doesn't really matter. If you have guys who have knee pain, you might want to start with a dynamic warm up and isos. But if you have a lot of guys, one tip for the warm up is that you can compete with the warm up. You can make it really fun. So either I'll do plyometric sequences. Sometimes I even have I'll do this one warm up where we have a bunch of hurdles and boxes, and each athlete gets to add something, right? So first athlete might set down a hurdle right in front, and then every athlete goes through it once. We just jump over the hurdle, go through the line. Then the next athlete gets to set up something. Maybe they do a box. And maybe they put it off to the side diagonally. So now you have to jump over the hurdle onto the box. Then maybe the next athlete sets, a larger hurdle over here. So now you're going forward over the hurdle, diagonally onto the box, dropping down, then you have to jump laterally over the hurdle. So it's just like, make it fun. Sometimes we'll do med ball volleyball. Sometimes we'll do low rim dunks, and we'll play horse or dunk at low rim dunks. So make the warm up fun. Compete. Add your ISOs in there, your prehab if you need it. Then get into your velocity work or your max intensity plyos, the stuff that they don't get from sport. So I wrote down just a few exercises. Seated box jumps are going to be good. Depth jumps, max approach jumps, sprints. A lot of people think that we're sprinting a whole bunch in basketball. It's not what you need, right? You're never reaching that top end speed for the times we want. So 30-yard sprints should be like the minimum. So if you have the space, I would do 30 to 60-yard sprints because they're not getting that in basketball. Top end speed. Move the velocity needle. That's very, very important. And then hops. Sometimes I'll add hops for my in-season athletes, at least low levels. Sometimes I'll add maximal hops, but single leg hops and bounding, that's something that they're not getting from sport that at a very, very, very low volume, I will add in sometimes for my athletes. Then very simply for your lower body, the basics, squat, hinge, calf raise. You're going to want to add in. And then you can add accessory exercises on top of that. So for your squat, you got your back squat, your front squat, your box squat, your rear foot elevate split squat, put anything in there. For your hinge, you can do your single leg RDLs, your barbell RDLs, kickstand RDLs. You could do good mornings. You could do deadlifts, whatever your heart desires. Calf raise, seated, standing, bilateral, unilateral. And then your accessory exercises, if you have any extra time and you want to add some stuff in, stuff like hamstring curls, hyperextensions, deep tier squat jumps, or deep tier plyometrics in general. That's something that they're not going to get from sport that you can just add in, at the end of a session to get some volume of deeper range of motion at fast speeds. Some hypertrophy work, never bad. For upper body, you're going to want a horizontal press, a vertical press, horizontal pull, vertical pull. Then you got your core, rotation, anti-rotation, slow and fast speeds. You got your arms. I'm sure that your biceps, your triceps, I'm sure that your athletes want to look the part as well as, if they want, as well as be able to perform the part. And then, so everything that I just mentioned, your max intensity plyos, your squat, hinge, calf raise, your accessory exercises, your horizontal press, vertical press, you're going to spread this out. You're not doing all of that in one workout. You're going to spread all of this out over the course of those 3 workouts, right? So, and then I would touch on, some of this you're going to hit twice, some of this you're going to hit once. So like a squat, hinge, calf raise, I would probably hit twice on Monday and Friday. And then like your upper body, horizontal press, horizontal pull, vertical pull, depending on how important all of this stuff is for you. You could do like Monday horizontal pull, vertical press, and then Friday horizontal press, vertical pull. And then in the middle, you could have more of your core, your anti-rotation. But make sure that you're hitting everything that you don't get from sport at slow speeds and at fast speeds. So, for example, you might be doing a full range of motion deep back squat in season. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with even doing it heavy. You have to be careful because you're working with younger athletes. So make sure you build that solid foundation of strength first. So maybe a goblet squat, deep range of motion, and then deep tier squat jumps. So that's a slow speed, deep range of motion. That's a fast speed, deep range of motion. So I guess the most important thing that I could tell you is full body 3 times a week. Do what they're not getting from sport at slow speeds and at fast speeds. Keep the volume low. Make sure they're fresh for their games. And I hope this helps. That's what I got for you. I'm sorry. Normally I'm more organized than this, but I just wrote a bunch of stuff down and I just threw it at you. And I hope you caught something valuable. But that's it for this video. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel. Comment jump for a free bodyweight vertical jump training program. And leave your question down below if you want me to answer your question in a video just like this. But I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.